Hi everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamline Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. Tonight I'm super excited to show you a new feature that Clio Grow just released this week, so let's jump on over to the screen and I'll give you a look around. So we're focusing here on Clio Grow, and tonight we're going to talk about contacts. Now specifically, the idea that in the past, if we wanted to have a client fill out a form, then in fact, I'll just take you to show an example of a form. We've got a general intake form here, and we'll just take a quick look at what that looks like. If I wanted to collect contact information on a person, I could really only do that in the form for the main contact person, whether that's the client or the referral source or whoever. And you'll see right here we've got a contact box, and it asks for email address, street address, phone number, all that kind of stuff, which is great. And then I can continue on with my other questions. But you'll see if I wanted to collect information about an additional person, so for example, if I wanted to collect a spouse's information, then I would have to do that in regular fields, and it would bring over the answers into my questionnaire answers, but it would not create a contact within Clio Grow. And that's really important because we would love for that information to then feed on over into Clio Manage as a contact once that person does hire us. And so to have that in that format is very, very helpful when we're talking about, collecting contact information, keeping track of how the people are related to the file, and using contact information within document automation in Clio Manage. So for all those reasons, that can be really, really helpful to have that second person's information as a contact, not just as answers to a questionnaire. And so great news, that's exactly what Clio Grow put out today. So I'm going to take you back into Grow and I'll show you how we set this up. In our regular contact form here, I'm going to go ahead and edit it. And you'll see as I scroll through my form at the top here, that's still the contact information for the original contact that I was collecting, right? But now they describe them as contact one, and up in the upper left corner, I can add an additional contact. So let's say now I want to go ahead and add a spouse. So I'm going to go ahead and add a spouse and save that. So now I've got fields for a spouse, and I can also, by the way, rename this first contact, maybe just to make it, easier for me. I can call him client, I can, call him main contact, whatever it is that's going to be helpful for your clients to distinguish between the two contacts. And so I'll go ahead and save that. And now what I can do is, of course, it's now put in a spouse box where I can collect the spouse's contact information. And any contact information that I put in here, or the client puts in here more likely, is going to turn into a contact on the matter. So of course I probably won't want this to be at the very end. I'll probably want to put it up at the top so my clients don't get confused. In fact, I'll go ahead and put it right below my client's contact information as the second block here. So now my client will fill in their contact information, they'll fill in their spouse's contact information, and when that all happens, now I can go ahead and Clio will create contacts for me on my matter. So let's see this happen. I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I'm going to go back out to my form now that we've edited it with a second contact. And we'll see again, it's named client now so that we get a little more descriptive for our clients. And then as I scroll down, I come to contact information for the spouse. And then we can put in the spouse's contact information. And so I'm just going to go ahead here and start filling this out a little bit. And we'll say, and we'll put in, we have to use an email address if this is a public form. There has to be an email address submitted. And we'll go ahead and skip the address for now. I'll go ahead to the wife's name, and we'll put in her email address. And we will go ahead and scroll down, we'll pretend like we finished the whole thing, we'll submit it. Now we're gonna go back into Grow and see, when we go to our pipeline, that we have a new form submitted, and that's from Michael J. Fox. And so when we open that up, not only do we have Michael J. Fox as the primary contact, we also have Ellen Fox. And so we've got her contact information as well. So this is super, super helpful and can be used in a number of different ways. Now when I do my document automation within Clio Grow or within Clio Manage, I can simply say, hey, this is the signer that signs here, or this is the person whose information we're putting here in the document. Now let's talk a little bit about application. When are we going to use this? Of course, we'll use it with spouses. However, keep in mind that we can also use it in like estate planning. If we're talking about beneficiaries, how many beneficiaries do they have? Do we need the beneficiary's contact information? You know, how many powers of attorney do they have? You know, agents do they have? Do we need, you know, alternate agents, that kind of stuff? They can put in their contact information there. In a family law context, we can start putting in the children's information. Now, of course, we're probably not going to collect as much information about children, but still having them as separate contacts can be helpful, especially for tracking things like their birthday and their age, which, by the way, we can also get out of that form as well. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. Please do go check this out. It really is a great benefit to you to be able to create contacts out of the information you're getting from these forms. So if you need any help, just let us know. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining me.